Hello, nothing guest.
Hello. We have a special guest on.
Yeah, special guest.
Today.
Our very second guest.
Yeah. This is Katie.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi. I got
She
a
always
mouthful of
said hi,
chicken.
This episode is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
It's finger looking good.
No!
Homeowners helping homeowners.
Always fresh.
Always McDonald's.
That's how it goes, right?
So how does it feel to be a part of Nothing Cast?
Oh, pretty friggin' wicked.
I know you're one of our longtime viewers.
I am. I listen
I think
to
you're
you.
literally our biggest fan.
I am.
Our
My
biggest
boyfriend and I
fan
listen to you
only.
in the car all the time.
No.
I got the flu once.
Always happy to meet a fan.
Absolutely. Shut
Yeah.
up. Whatever. Shut up. Yeah, I got the flu once, and I was like laying on the ground, like dry heaving, in my boyfriend's living room. I was like, "We didn't finish that Nothing Cast. Can you just put it on?" And so we put it on Nothing Cast, and we just left. No, I'm kidding. He like lay on the floor. Really nice guy. Thomas, don't leave me.
This will be sad when you make him listen to it.
Seriously, I really hope he just sort of skates over this one and doesn't say, "Hey, Danny and Patrick came out with a new podcast. Want to listen?" Fuck.
This has probably been the most nothing we've talked about.
Yeah, and we don't have a topic yet.
Yeah.
I was talking about what a fan I am.
No.
Yep.
Only geeking out a little.
No. Because like you haven't seen any like new comic book movies. You're like, I didn't see X-Men or Batman v Superman.
Because Batman vs Superman looked stupid, and I wasted my money on Man of Steel, and I'm not wasting my money on this one. I just watched the Nostalgia Critic review.
But don't you want to
10 out of 10 would recommend.
But don't you
Batman
want
v
to watch
Superman
Batman?
or-
Don't you want to watch Batman murder people? Isn't that what you always wanted?
A little bit.
Batman v Superman or Man of Skin.
Oh my god. No, it's just so stupid. This whole idea is that superheroes shouldn't kill people. I think it's dumb. So I like that Batman doesn't have too many qualms about it.
No.
Except in this one, I feel like they tried to make him look like he
His
did.
parents were killed. You know.
And the Joker's still alive in this universe.
Yeah.
Apparently. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Example number 1, why you should kill your villains. Because you're looking at it, how many times would the Joker have broken out of Arkham? Or come back out of some other state that he was put into if he'd have just been dead?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
that
can't kill
happens.
people.
That happens in an episode of the Justice League.
When he...
Well, no, where they had some alternate universe, and Lex Luthor, like they stopped Lex Luthor, and to Superman, he's like, "No, I'm just gonna break out, and then we're just gonna do this all over again." So Superman's like, "Okay, I'll kill you." So then he kills him, and then Batman walks in the room, and he's like, "Good job." Kind of thing.
Dude, we've been playing this like really funny, ironic game of cat and mouse for a while. I was hoping to keep it going for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I hate it. I think it's so stupid. And you look at like Green Goblin and like all of this like Spider-Man bullcrap in like comics where he's just like, "No, I shouldn't kill. It's not right." Like, shut up.
I'm guessing you liked Deadpool.
Loved it. Loved every minute of it because he's just like, "Yo, are you even slightly evil? Do you look evil? Oh, he's bald. Done."
And like
Like every albino
he's like,
suddenly
yes.
gets wiped out.
It's like, yes, this is technically a murder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's funny. You think the cops are after Deadpool after
Oh, probably.
Well, yeah. But he's a vigilante, so it's okay.
Man.
He's not.
But he's not really a vigilante. He's kind of just a shit disturber.
Yeah, he's just an asshole.
But he's doing like his own thing, right? So the
Yeah.
cops would probably be after him. But like, what good is that going to do? If we're being real.
Yeah, not much.
So what did you think of Civil War? Because did you see that? Or?
Oh, I loved Civil War. I
Okay.
thought it was so good. T'Challa.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was so sad. I was.
My name is T'Challa Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
I'll kill you. Yeah. I walked up to that little Cineplex movie cup stand getting place, and they were like, "What kind of topper do you want on your cup?" Because I got the really fucking expensive one that cost like $10 for a drink. And I was like,
But it's a collectible.
I was like, can I get T'Challa? T'Challa, please? And these people just look at me, and I'm like, the Black Panther guy. And they look at me, and I'm like, the black one. The black guy.
In the black costume. He's a cat.
It's just the cat. And they're like, oh, yeah. That happened to me.
Oh, yeah, we had one of those.
Yeah, that happened to me at Thor, too.
I'm paying for my tuition.
Barely.
My life is meaningless. Save me.
Yeah, they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, Mjolnir, please. Excuse me? It's like,
Meow.
Thor's hammer? And they're like, what? I was like, the keychain, the hammer. Just, I don't know why I
It's a
do
stick and it's got a little brick on the end of it.
it. He hits people with it sometimes, but if you watched anything or read anything, you would know it's called Mjolnir. Thank you.
Meow meow.
Yeah, Thomas calls it Mjolnir, and it drives me up the wall.
That's how they pronounce it.
I hate it.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
I hate it.
That's how they say it in the movies.
That's how they say it in the movies, but that's not how it's said. Like,
Is that
How
your
would you
trigger
say
word?
it's like Mjolnir.
How do you say that?
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir?
Uh-huh.
There's like an L in there.
We're
no L.
silent.
There's no L in there. Is there? Oh yeah, there must be. 'Cause it's-
Mjolnir is how it's like spelled. But
right.
only some movies. Other movies, like the actual Thor movies, they say Mjolnir. And then when they get into the more like Avengers movie, they say Mjolnir. It drives me crazy.
Or hammer.
More
Yeah.
Thor's hammer.
Oh, that
Mjolnir.
hammer.
Yeah.
Did you guys just edit out the dead silence?
No, we leave it in.
Oh,
I
good.
try
The
to.
show is like next to no editing.
I try to edit it out. Actually.
Like, I don't know if you've ever watched, like, there's this one episode I remember where I'm like, oh, we'll just edit that part out. But, like, I was listening to it, though. So it's like, oh, we did it.
Oh, man.
Whoops.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the parts where we say like we'll edit it out, we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny's excuse for not having more out right now is he didn't edit. He doesn't have time or software to edit, so you guys need to deal with that. Speaking for the viewers.
The truth is, I'm lazy.
Well, we know
you
that.
have literally nothing to do.
That's what everyone keeps telling me, but then I find things that I find that I'm always busy all the time, even though I have no job.
That's
It's
true.
really weird.
Happens to the best of us.
I think it's because everyone's like, you don't have a job, you're just lazy and you stay at home all day. Why don't you do this for me? And like I can't say no.
It's true, you don't have a job.
Because you don't have a
stay home
job
all
and you stay at
day.
home all day.
And then I feel like I'm being criticized by everyone.
That's fair, you probably are.
Sometimes we've had entire episodes where we just talk about life stuff.
That's true.
Remember once I didn't get into comic book things until like 40 minutes in.
We're not exclusively a comic book.
No, we're not.
podcast.
No.
This is a nothing.
We're a
cast.
nothing cast.
We're nothing cast, but it's pretty. Conversation is pretty much exclusively comics as a rule, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we're nerds.
Or movies.
or movies, or comic book movies.
Yeah, mostly that one.
Mostly, yeah.
What'd you guys think of Civil War?
I thought it was really good.
Pros, cons?
I like cons almost none. Pros.
My only cons are like really nitpicky.
He's like such a hardcore Spider-Man fan.
yeah.
What are your cons?
That he's just like
Well,
why wouldn't Spider-Man know what Empire Strikes Back is? He's a nerd.
Right? That drove me. We were talking about that earlier.
Oh,
We
really?
were
You
saying,
guys-
like, okay,
Yeah.
you don't have to say that really old movie.
It's just
And
okay.
It's just a movie. And how haven't you seen it
Yeah.
20,000 times? Shame on you.
yeah, like
Shame on
he would be
you.
like my age, and I've seen it like 20,000 times.
Absolutely.
So,
like Star
yeah.
Wars Sunday. That's a thing for people, right?
Well, I thought that was just every day.
Right?
Or just when I
Star
feel
Wars
like Star Wars
every
is that movie I watch when I feel like it's like I haven't seen Star Wars in a while. I should probably watch it.
Yeah.
Like I see the entire trilogy at least like once a year, probably.
That's like, I love that episode of How I Met Your Mother trilogy time.
Oh, trilogy where they have to they see it once every 3 years.
Yeah, and they're like, where do you think your life is going to be? I'm like,
Oh yeah, we can talk about How I Met Your Mother because I've seen most of that.
absolutely.
So I-
Let's make this a How I Met Your Mother podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah.
How I Met Your Podcast. Okay. Yes. So
Beat me by like half a second.
Well, kids.
make a podcast entirely about How I Met Your Mother. Challenge accepted. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, That's great because I have things.
You have things?
You have
Okay.
things.
My thing is that, like, I don't...
Thoughts and words.
Okay, my thing is that, like, I just, like, I love all the characters in the show so much that, like, I don't even care about the whole meeting the mother part.
Yeah.
So I don't care if that's garbage.
That's fantastic.
Because I know that, like, it's such a MacGuffin. And what I mean by that is that, like, they've built it up so much that no matter how good the ending was, like, imagine it's the best ending ever. It would never satisfy the
No, absolutely. It wouldn't be the show.
And I know that going in, like, and because I've had so many things from, like, I've heard so many things
so long too.
I've heard that, like, it's crap, and that it's garbage, and that, like, it's kind of a cop-out also.
Yeah, it's just infuriating.
Yeah.
It's as being, I guess I'm the only one who's seen the finale.
Yeah, you have, because he tortured himself. You've seen everything.
I've seen everything except for the.
But I also told you to do that. I have a friend who re-edited the finale to be like more pleasing. I guess it's not. Yeah, he.
Can we put that link in the description?
Yeah, I will get him to do that because he hasn't re-edited stuff, but he's
good.
got it, and I will make sure he does that. Cody, if you're listening,
can you fix Star Wars?
No, I couldn't do
like
that.
Blu-ray Star Wars.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna be.
No, I mean like the.
I thought you meant 7. I was
Put
like,
back to how
no,
it was.
man.
7's good. Wait, what did you think of Star Wars 7? Okay, no, we're going back to.
No, we're going back to How I Met Your Mother. We have to do this.
Okay.
We have decided on a topic. Let's stick to it, boys.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Yeah. So, favorite character off the bat.
Barney.
I like
Because I like his character arc.
I like all of them, but Lily. That's me.
Really?
What?
Yeah,
I like
I
Lily
don't-
because she's
no.
so much like Katie.
Yeah, Lily
I
is
think
me.
Lily,
Lily-
like, there's sometimes Lily will do things that are kind of out of character just to like suit the scenario. Kind
Yeah.
Of thing. And like she's the one that's like probably like pissed me off the most with her motivations for things.
Okay,
like
season 2 was rough.
She literally like steals things.
People have. It
You
happens.
steal things, Katie? Do you steal
Did I ever
things?
tell you about in my intemperate youth? I stole a ball gown, a wedding dress from a Value Village.
Why?
Was it $20?
It was like $90,
$20.
and it was a ball gown.
Oh wow!
And I snuck it out, and that was just like the thrill I needed. And I went back and donated like $100 to Value Village because I felt bad later, but like I needed that thrill.
Did you really though?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Yeah. So no, I get that about Lily. I think
Okay. Yeah.
it's just a little bit of like
No, but,
fun
like,
depth to
yeah, I
her.
know.
That's like, hey, you're
Yeah.
kind of a kleptomaniac. You're a little bit crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I
She's
can
also
see that. Yeah.
so like maternal. I think
Yeah.
it balances her out a little bit. She's not so much of a mom that it's like, oh, boring Lily, whatever, taking care of Ted.
Yeah,
and then
no, no,
she'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
I got you this scotch. Their security is shit. And you're
Yeah,
like, cool,
yeah.
Lily, you're
Yeah,
back.
Yeah, but no, but I don't know. Maybe probably Barney. But I also really like Marshall.
Marshall's also
Marshall's
amazing.
the best. But like, I just like how terrible of a person Barney is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how likable they make
But
him.
then but he's so likable too.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like Danny.
Yeah. He's not terrible.
He's pretty terrible.
I'm a sociopath.
Yeah, I think
sure?
that's why we bonded. Is because
Do you feel emotion, Danny, or do you just pretend to feel emotion?
I don't know. Do I?
Well, but you feel emotions though. Like you can get genuinely pissed off about
Sure.
things. And, yeah, just watch it. Nothing cast. You feel emotion.
but yeah,
I don't feel emotions to like.
we can agree that Ted is the worst.
I relate to Ted a lot, so I kind of like it.
What? No, Ted is-
I think it's really funny sometimes. Like the architecture fun fact.
Oh my god.
His crosswords and the red cowboy boots. I love all of the Ted stuff also. But like the thing that gets me about him is that it's just by the time like season 9 rolls around and like the only interesting thing about is just that he just seems kind of like mopey now, and it's
he's just worn out.
He's just like,
I am done looking for love. This is bull. Like
he's like,
Yeah, it's like I've tried for 9 seasons. I've given up.
seriously, absolutely.
It was 8
Like
seasons.
I've
Yeah.
dated and I've freaked
Yeah.
out and I've been left at the altar and I think I hate that in Ted because that's something I never want to relate to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I can never relate to you. That would, like, I would literally die if I were you.
Yeah.
Your life sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like for the maybe more for the first few seasons, I relate to like just like oh, this girl, this is the one. Like that whole like, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
find
that kind of
the thing that I don't
like the thing
like,
that
really
his
he's like so positive.
he
about
has
it,
so
like,
much heart and like
and you know, I don't know. I can't
with
explain
that blue French horn and like all that stuff is
Yeah,
so
that's-
great.
Okay.
Like, I thought
I feel like
I'm so glad you
It's-
guys haven't seen the finale.
that's a great thing, but I feel like they like overuse that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, remember how great that blue French horn thing was?
Yeah.
That was so great.
No, but I
remember in the first episode when I did that?
No, but
that
like,
was the
I
greatest
just
thing
mean
I
it's
did.
great in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
For the first
Hey,
episode.
to all
and
you
for-
people
and
listening,
for the
they
second-
actually haven't
okay.
seen the finale.
Yeah, sorry.
And for the
So-
second,
I don't know what
and for the
that
second
means, but-
season, and for the second season, I love when he says, "I would have stolen you a whole orchestra."
Oh.
It's just like, oh my god!
Shut up! Shut up! Shut
gonna
up!
cry.
I hate no.
That was so good. I
Friggin-
like that. I
and
like
Robin.
that stuff.
Robin is also kind of the worst.
Robin's
I like-
kind of the worst.
I love
I think
her.
Robin's great.
I love Robin in
I like
relation
I love
to
all
Barney.
I love all the Canadian stuff though.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
okay, that stuff is
That's
amazing.
just in relation to Barney.
In relation to Barney, I love her. Like every time she's even in a room with him, like her
Oh,
character.
she's so great, actually.
Right?
Like they're
Like-
just like this asshole couple, but they get along so well because they're both assholes.
Absolutely.
And it's like, aw, but
Like,
you know.
There's an
I think that's
episode in
great.
season 9. I don't know if you've seen it yet, where they have to get a message off of Lily's phone,
Oh yeah, I saw that
and they're
one.
like, "No, we're both lone wolves." But
It's just
like-
like wearing like a morph suit, like a,
yeah, we're both lone wolves. We can't do this together. And then they hatch a plot, and then maybe lone wolves can hunt in a pack.
yeah.
And then together they're like, and corner them and clench their jaws and clench their necks with our powerful jaws and watch the life drain from their eyes. Aw, I love you. And like that's it. That's their whole relationship.
Yeah.
Like even if you look back at season 2,
Yeah.
when they're doing like their laser tag and stuff like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Ted sets them up on, and she comes out all suited up with her cigars and her scotch, and
Yeah.
you're like, you guys, like you get each other on
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a serious level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like my favorite bits of them together is like when they're like with the laser tag and like that kind of thing. It's like
Yeah.
that's
When they're genuinely
Yeah.
who they are
Yeah.
and complimenting each other.
because they really draw out the love triangle like way too much.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually that's
It's like okay, you just wanted to add more drama, because,
Right?
Like
keep. Yeah, that's kind of bothering me.
You should be over her by
season
now.
9. That's kind of bothering me in season 9, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't mind the he wants to move away kind of thing, but like I just don't like the still feeling sorry for himself.
Yeah.
Attitude.
I think, and I have to blame Ted for that. Like, I think that's why, like, over the years, I've really started to hate him. Because I'm
It's
like, you watch her
would,
be happy.
No, that would never be like that. Would like he's like they say that like in season 1, it's like we'll never work as a couple, but like we can be friends. It's like okay, so then they're friends.
Yeah.
and then it's like let's be a couple, even though we said that would never work. Guess what? It doesn't work.
Let's be roommates
so
with bang all the time. Like, they just keep revisiting the
Yeah.
same old,
No.
tired, like, I'm bored, you're bored, give it a rest, guys.
Yeah.
Like, they're just, like, clinging to that.
But I think this is this show has been consistently good throughout the seasons. Like, it's because for some shows we're like, oh, it's great, just don't watch this season or these seasons because they did a dumb like for Community. Like, the Community's great, just don't watch the last 3 seasons, and then it's just like
Season 4 is okay.
yeah, it's okay.
Oh no, which one is it? Season 5 is okay.
Season 5 is okay, but it's so
4 is
different. It
bad.
feels so different.
Yeah.
Is the problem?
Yeah. But How I Met Your Mother, like, each season has a different tone, but they're all good.
But they're
you
all
know?
like
yeah.
they
It's
all
just
just
like-
like the same
just
kind
like
of
the
jokes
next-
and right, like it's all the same writers.
Yeah, and it's very much like just the next step in
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah,
Like, it's,
absolutely.
like
And their continuity is absolutely spectacular.
Oh,
it's
it's
Like,
on point.
you watch episodes where, like, they're doing a Halloween flashback for someone else, and Ted is in the background as the hanging Chad.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, this is stuff that,
Oh yeah, they did a Halloween flashback.
yeah.
And like it was just like for Ted and Marshall. It was the wedding present one.
Oh,
and they
yes.
just walked by and the Slutty Pumpkin's there.
Yeah. And it's just, like, stuff that
Yeah.
normal shows would just forget, normal
Yeah.
shows would just drop. You're like, nope, we got it. This is good. And so, it's just perfect.
I know.
Yeah.
I have one nitpick with the continuity.
Which
and
one?
it's really stupid, but it bugged me.
Wolverine's claws are bones, and
Yeah.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. But in the diet, the when they do the X-ray of him in X-Men 1, you can see that they put like a piston or something in his arm. Also in X-Men 2, Stryker says that you were an animal already, I just gave you claws. So that would imply he didn't have claws beforehand. even
Yeah.
though he saw him
If we're
use
talking
claws.
about Bryan Singer X-Men, we've got a lot more nitpicking to do than we actually do for talking about How I Met Your Mother.
Okay, so what's your nitpick?
My nitpick, sorry.
That's my nitpick.
The season that he dates, is it Zoe?
Yeah.
Zoe is just the devil. The one who always wears the hat.
But I love the captain though.
Zoe.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
and the captain ends up with boats.
Yeah, which is great.
Oh, that's
and
so
it's
good.
so great.
Zoe's the one who was married to the captain.
Yeah.
Okay, so the season he dates her. At the beginning of it, when he first meets her, he's working on the building that he's making.
Yeah.
And she's protesting against him building that building because she likes the old hotel that was there.
Yeah.
And what he does in that episode is he comes up with a building design that incorporates the hotel into his building.
Okay.
And he's about to show it to her, and then he notices that she has the ring and that she's married, and so he's like, you know what, fuck it. And he scraps that idea and goes back to his regular building that would replace the hotel.
Oh.
Then later in the season, when like at the end of it, when it's like, okay, you can either date me or make your building. Like you can't, and it's like that's the big thing. He has to choose between her and making the building. At no point does he ever go, oh, I know. I have a compromise that I came up with earlier in the season where I just build the building that incorporates the old building into it. And it's like, normally I wouldn't care about this, but with this show...
This show and the continuity
they
level.
keep the continuity so perfect that why would they come up with that plot point and then never use it again? Like, when that's the build, that's the, like, finale of the show is he has to choose between two things.
Yeah.
And they came up with a compromise, but then they never used it again.
But I guess that shows his, like, emotional... But it's also kind of... It had to be, like, a thing because he was done with Zoe. Like, he was like, Zoe needs to go.
Yeah, I know.
And they knew. So, like, had he had that compromise...
I know. Either never had that compromise or, like, have him show it to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you either go all the way with me, you don't compromise with me.
Yo, she's
you're either
so
all for me or
though.
not. Yeah.
Zoe, honestly...
Because she was insane enough that she would have said something
Zoe
like that.
honestly made me want to die.
Like, I knew that one. I knew, like, obviously that's not going to work.
Once Upon a Time.
I know. I was so pissed. I was really excited for that show, and I saw her, and I was like, get out of here.
Yeah,
I hate you.
She's kind of the most boring one in that show.
Yeah, she really is.
Of name that bitch.
I'm honestly...
You can go through, like, all the characters. There's, like, I don't know how many... There's, like, 6 major ones, maybe 5 or 6 major girls' head dates. But then there's, like, I don't know how many minor
countless.
Actually, with 2 E's. That's important because he gets the umbrella, but then he loses it.
Right.
So it's not.
Yeah, it's just a roundabout. What is it, Nathan? I play Name That Bitch with Nathan all the time.
Oh, really?
I'll be like, Thomas and I call him our Ted, right? We're like,
oh, really?
Hey Nathan, name that bitch. And he's like,
that's so good.
No, she's important to me. She Cindy, and I'm like, Jessica. She lived in BC, and you broke up after like a week. Don't play this game.
So wait, so how many? Let's. Do you want to blur out the name, blah 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 blah, or actually do some editing so that way we can?
Oh, you can do some editing.
Yeah, we can do some editing.
That saves you, Nathan.
Just but you know, because I don't know. I'm just curious. Just how many? Because how many? Just cut the last name. So how many?
So he knows who he is.
So how many girlfriends has he had? Is it just like too many to count kind of thing?
No. Well, it's kind of a. I came in and he was dating no one.
Blah blah.
I was dating blah blah. And oh my god.
Blah blah. I remember Honey.
That was Honey. Yeah, no, like it's only been like 1 or 2 or 3 since Thomas and I started dating, so like 9 months.
Or 3.
Yeah, there's been like a bunch, but I'll be like, say, so how's that girl? And he's like I don't even bother to learn their names now. Like I'm like, hey, how's the girl who looks like your sister? And how's the girl who has the big nose? And how's the girl who I want to punch in the face every time she talks? Like I'm just not getting attached because it's like you know that moment, especially like I'm a Lily, right? I can just look and be like, this is it. This is good. But it's just like you guys just call it off. I'm bored. Yeah, what is it? They give up blah blah's name and season 9.
Oh, yeah.
Not the finale, but he's like doing like a checkup on people. He's like filling you in on how like the continuing characters went.
He's like, oh, that's her name.
Yeah, and he's like, and blah blah. Janet!
Oh, okay.
And she's like, finally!
That's great.
Yeah, so like they remembered blah blah.
Yeah.
And they got her to come back with her little handbag and like
the
continuity is just so spot on.
Yeah.
So like and there's a lot of heart too. Like if you look, like it's a comedy first and foremost, but then
it's big comedy. But
Yeah.
you really care about these characters.
it's true. I thought they were my
Wait,
friends.
what's that from?
It's from one of the episodes where
Yeah.
Oh
we're
yeah.
watching the German sitcom with Klaus.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the naked guy with his ferrets. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's the one guy from the firm that Marshall works at. He's like the one that gets mad at him for the environmental case.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah, he's in a lot of things actually. He was the one lawyer that in Community that was like, "Hey, good job, Jeff, with that stripper case."
Oh, okay.
Like his lawyer friend, and then she's like, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom and put some more glitter on."
oh my god.
He was like, "Hey, Jeff, great job. Except your thing is fake." He's like, "What? How'd you? Whatever." And it's like, who cares? Because we're talking about How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Jeff.
Jeff. No way. But like Lily and Marshall, their arc is crazy.
Yeah.
Like they have one of the most stable relationships. Like if you talk about a relationship that you want for the rest of your life, you better be saying like I want to be Lily and Marshall. But they have like when she leaves at the end of season 1.
Season 1 was such a good finale.
It was so hard. Like it was heart-wrenching already.
It's like Ted finally got Robin or whatever, and that's what so the season is for. He's like, oh, it's a mistake I have to make, all that hard stuff, all that great stuff. I love both these characters, whatever. And then he's just sitting there with a ring on the door on the steps, and it's just so powerful. Like he didn't have to say anything.
No words. And like the chemistry between the cast is so.
Oh, I love the Marshall and Ted's best friend chemistry.
Yeah.
On point.
Absolutely. Like that sword fight.
That sword fight. Oh
that
my
was
god.
so organic. Even though it was scripted, they just like that sparkle in their eyes, and they're like, "All right, let's." Oh my god,
this is actually happening.
do that Inigo Montoya thing. No, that was Lily and Robin.
Yeah.
My name is Tor from Flame. You killed that one person.
I love. It's like you killed someone I love.
Prepare to die.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah, but like, and then I don't know if you've gotten to their fight in season 9.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Their like big fight in season 9 that was so powerful, and like even I was talking.
I haven't.
When he finally gets to.
Oh no, I haven't. Oh my gosh, he's taking forever to get there.
He
it's
really
killing
is.
me.
No,
I wish he came after March.
When you're binging it, it's kind of fun because it's like he's just on like this weird road trip.
Yeah,
on the road again.
I know, but like I'm only watching a couple episodes a day, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it just feels
it takes forever.
Because it's been like I've been watching it for like 4 days. I'm like 8 episodes in, kind of thing. And like it's like 4 days, and he's still in the fucking car.
Hey, well, he gets out of the car and walks at one point, and then it's just the Marshall versus the machine.
I got to the part where he got to Ted's house. he's like, oh, I got a picture.
May
of
I keep this book? May I keep this mug? I'd like to make fun of your son.
Yeah, it's like sure. It's like, do you want a picture of Ted with his best friend at the Grand Canyon? I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, maybe it's like his best friend was a balloon. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my god. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but such powerful stories in such a like light atmosphere.
Yeah.
So and like when Marshall found out his dad died.
Oh, I cried.
Yeah.
That was great.
And
Yeah, and then like when they decided to name
their kid Marvin.
Yeah.
Marvin, wait for it, Erickson.
Okay.
That's the coolest middle name ever.
I know, is it? Honey, that is the coolest middle name ever. Like
every character says that.
I know. It's so good.
Yeah.
And like, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, they're just so, and I love that about Lily is that she's like, that is so cool. Like,
yeah.
Of course, I'm gonna name my son. Wait for it. Like,
yeah. Well, I like about the continuity thing. You know how Lily has like brown hair in season 2, and then like I don't know, like what is it in season 3?
They are so good with her hair.
Oh, I know.
In the
whenever they do flashbacks, it's like, hey, remember back in 2005 that thing, and she has like the hair from season 1.
It's true.
Yeah.
I did a quiz, and it's like, can you tell which season of How I Met Your Mother is by Lily's hair, and you had to like pick the season.
Yeah.
So there were like 9 different frames, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually way harder than I thought it would be. I got like 80%.
Season 1 and 2 like right away.
Yeah.
But then season 3, like her hair is like darker, but it's different.
Like layered a little bit,
Yeah.
no bangs, like yeah.
Right now, because right now it's like back to its orange, but it's not quite as orange as it.
Yeah,
was
she's a
usually.
mom now. She's got to be
Yeah, she's got mom
a
hair.
little more muted. Yeah.
She's got that mom hair.
Thank you, Linus.
That's great.
Oh, I love the because that for me that joke was like slipping a little bit, but then she did that "you're slipping" Linus because he didn't do it like right away. Like he waited like a little bit. He's like, "I'm sorry." So,
Sorry, Lily.
yeah.
I just love everything about her character. Actually, she is just like what I aspire to be as like a person in my adult years.
Kleptomaniac.
A little bit, maybe. If that is my worst quality, so freaking be it. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I lost it again. But yeah, she's just so freaking cool. And like, the stuff with her dad was hard too, though. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like thinking back to that like abandonment, and then like how he was so good with Marvin, and like underlying, you're feeling all this stuff about the characters, even though it's a light show. Like
Yeah.
you've gotten attached. You feel like they're your friends.
Yeah.
Like you're talking to them. You're living this with them.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you how many times I found myself being like, Ted, what the hell? Stop being an idiot. Why aren't you listening to me? Like,
Yeah. So I like that one episode when Robin's like, Ted, let's think about all the girls you've dated. So there was me. We knew it wouldn't work. There was the one who was building a building that you wanted to destroy. There was the one who was I'm trying to remember there was the one who had a ex-husband and was still in love with him, and like I'm trying to remember who else he had dated at that point.
a bunch.
Well, yeah, a bunch, and she like listed all the problems. Then she's like, the only good one was Victoria. Why didn't you be with her? It's like, because I wanted to be with. Oh yeah. I'm kind of an idiot.
Right?
So he's like, so I'm glad that like at least they kind of acknowledged that like that was probably the only like couple on that show that actually kind of worked.
Yeah, and
Like,
I felt
for
like
Ted, for Ted.
yeah, but I felt like that Autumn of Breakups kind of like arc that they did. I felt like it was such a cop out between Ted and Victoria to lead up to this like emotional, heart wrenching break for Ted, because like the reason they broke up was because she was messy and wanted to get married. Like, if we're being real, and then like because that was his problem. She was a slob.
Yeah.
And then he finally proposes to her, and she says it's Robin or me. And then they say like, "Ooh, here is our reveal." She'd been fine with Robin this whole time.
Yeah.
It hadn't been an issue.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like a good build-up.
No, it wasn't. It was just kind of like a reason to get them broken up.
Yeah.
And that was like the one really like big nitpick I have with the show. I mean, there are little things.
But but it's an okay motivation though, because he cheated on her with Robin.
It's true. It's true.
And they were just friends at the time. So like it's like, oh, I'm just friends with Robin. Like that doesn't mean anything to her anymore. So.
It's true, and like that's what she said. She's like, "This isn't going to be a forever thing if Robin's still around." But I feel like before moving in together, or before like restarting the relationship, that should have been like if that was a motivation for her, it should have just come out like that. Yeah. And Ted and Robin weren't really friends at that point. Like if you think about it, they were never on screen together.
No.
They never like they
were never on screen like just them.
Yeah. They were just like completely separate, platonic, done. Platonish.
I just watched that episode.
What is it? I was just watching the Mermaid or Beluga? Like Mermaid or...
Yeah, or Manatee, right?
Manatee, yeah. And she's like, she'll be a manatee for however long, and then suddenly she'll be a mermaid. So Marshall sees like mermaid shells pop up on Robin's like manatee body, and he's like, "Oh no!"
Oh.
Yeah. And Marshall, can we just talk about Marshall?
Yeah.
Like I fucking love that guy.
I know.
He's so great.
He's so like classic and steadfast and
He's probably the most likable, I think.
Yeah, he has the best like morality of any of them, kind of thing. Where it's like when Marshall does something, it's like you actually like you know what you're doing, and like even when he's like, I know I'm working for like a really bad corporate company, but like I really like my job and I make a lot of money. Like, can I be? Is that okay? Like, and he has to ask his wife also. If that's like something he wants to do. The thing that I don't get is why wouldn't he tell Lily that he accepted the judgeship?
Because of
we're
Rome.
Because why wouldn't he accept it? Why wouldn't he be like, can I just wait on that for a bit and talk to my wife and then get back to you kind of thing?
See, that would be
that's a more Marshall thing to do. But
it is, but a judgeship has been his dream, and he was kind of apprehensive about Rome.
Yeah.
And so
okay, yeah, I can.
And
see
so
that.
they were like,
but I think he was all excited and stuff. He's like, "Oh, we're going to Rome. We're gonna be like that Italian family in that movie or whatever."
yeah. But I think he started thinking, I could either be a judge here, follow my dreams.
Yeah.
Lily has this experience. She's already a teacher. She can stick to that.
Yeah.
And then
But she's
or we could relocate my whole family. You know, that kind of
Yeah.
It seems like the only problem that Marshall and Lily ever have is that Lily wants to do art stuff.
God damn it, Lily.
That's literally the only thing.
Stop wanting to do
No,
art
but
stuff.
what I don't get about the whole art consultant thing is that after season 2, she was like, "Oh, I realized that and there was one episode where she realized that she really likes being a kindergarten teacher because she kept using a whole bunch of kindergarten things to get all the characters."
Yeah, when
to
she
stop
took his
fighting.
ball.
Yeah.
And she's like, leaves the note,
Yeah, she's
I'll
like-
come back when you stop being such a jerk.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, see, well, I realized that I'm a great kindergarten teacher and I like doing it and stuff." But then they're like, "Oh, but I still want to do my dream job." It's like,
Well-
I thought we were over this. I thought we had a whole story arc for this.
and
That's
it kinda
already imagine in season 9, he's like, "Oh, Robin, I really I like that we're getting married and all, but I still want to sleep with a whole bunch of other women."
Which they do kind of do that.
No,
which
but
kind of bugged me because
no, but he was just coming up with plays though.
No, but that's what I'm getting to because what was so great when he reveals the Robin, where he proposes to Robin, and it shows the last half of this, however long of that season, every episode had something to do.
That was great.
It was leading up to that,
was amazing.
which is so good. And one of the things is that he burns the playbook, and he's like, "Because I don't need it anymore. This is my last play that I'm doing."
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, well, that was just the ceremonial playbook. I actually had another playbook.
I was so pissed off.
Really?
Yeah,
Come on. I mean, I know that, the playbook is fun and you can do funny stories with
Absolutely.
it, but it was such a great
money
character
grab. Yeah,
thing
it was a
for
money
him.
grab.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And you could just have him come up with... It doesn't have to be a play. You can just come up with crazy things to do because he's Barney. And
You
I
can
thought
come
it
up with a
was-
way better
He
reason
he tries
for
to make
that.
every
Wait, was
day
it
legendary.
that Tedda's name, the crazy girl? What's her name?
Jeanette,
yeah. Because they could have... Her breaking up with Teddy could have been anything. It didn't have to be the playbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been
She was
anything.
insane.
I liked
I like that though. I
liked what they
Ted
did
just kind of lost it
when
that
Barney
point.
got wasted and wandered off and met those two guys on the street and wrote the playbook on.
You haven't gone that.
Oh, I'm
Or no, I
sorry.
haven't got
I
that
don't
far.
think so.
Sorry.
Patrick.
Season 9.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is good. That is a good
There's
part.
an episode where he gets wasted the night before the wedding and he wanders off.
Oh,
And he
okay.
meets these two guys on the street, and they're like, "Oh, we can't get girls." Exposition. And then he's like, "Boys, I'm gonna teach you how to live." And then he he calls him Ted. He's like, "Ted, no, sorry, first a habit. I'm gonna teach you how to live." And then he walks them out. He takes them to get
Have you
suits.
met Ted?
Yeah. And they're like, "Well, how do you go talk to girls?" And he's like, "How do you met Gary?" And they're like, "Simple yet effective." And so they just follow Barney around, and he passes down his legacy.
Oh,
And then he
okay.
leaves, and he says, "See you later, gents. Have a good life. Take care of the game for me." And he puts a stack of napkins in their hands, and it's the playbook written on napkins. And so
That's incredible. Actually.
right? See, that was
That was a great.
that was a great passing on. I don't think they needed to touch the playbook again.
No,
that was
after he burns it, I think.
Yeah, that's
good.
just like him.
Because I think him was
Yeah.
I need someone to do what I was doing.
to
but it's not me anymore.
It was
'cause I
so
changed.
great because this is the night
become
before.
the next Rachel Gould.
This is the night before he marries Robin, and he's giving the game to someone else. He's like,
Yeah.
"Take care of the game for me."
I don't need it anymore. I just.
This
do other
is-
things.
I'm gonna be a married man.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's
a
just
man of marriage.
a man of marriage. Yeah,
That's what he is.
he is. Yeah.
I like the idea of how how they build up Robin and Barney's wedding
Yeah.
for
A whole
several
season,
for
yeah.
several seasons before it.
Yeah.
I met the mother at this one wedding I was at, and then later you
It's
find
the
out.
groom was Barney. It's
And then the next season, it's and the bride was Robin.
Yeah.
I think they build that up for too long because you can guess where it's going.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not. I know it's not about the end and it's about the journey and all that, but
Yeah.
like I think that because it's so long, like they had to keep giving clues of who's gonna be at Barney's wedding, and then like then he like dates like
Patrice.
Patrice. Nobody
no.
asked you, Patrice.
No,
Damn it, Patrice!
or like then he dates that
Quinn?
there's one Quinn, and then there's the one British chick that he
Oh, Nora. I really liked
who
Nora.
was just like seemed like a nice person.
She was just his mom, though. Like, that was weird.
Right, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and I don't know, it's just like, oh, okay, well, this isn't important because we know now he's gonna date. He's gonna marry Robin. I don't know. I feel like
there was the
I think they just there was
the
like
thing I didn't like about
they had to build that up for
Yeah.
too long.
Okay, what I didn't like about the Nora thing was I was getting like way too many Victoria vibes from it, where it's just like, oh, I want to be with this guy, but he's dating someone else, so I'll pretend to be happy for them, like I did in season 2. You know what I'm saying?
Just
season
the
1?
Ted and Robin thing is played out, and honestly,
But I'm just saying it's
infuriating.
recycled for Barney.
It is. And it was.
For Robin. Like, she
Yeah,
almost, like,
absolutely.
the exact same
Robin
facial
is just
expression.
worn out. She gets worn out by the love triangle.
Yeah.
And, like, it loses all that good stuff. The good stuff happens when they're just the two of them together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was so glad when Ted was like, I'm moving away. You guys have your own life. I was like, thank you!
Yeah. I know, but I think that's a good... Like, I don't mind that. Like, I just don't like the... Oh, I'm a mope, and I have nothing interesting about my character now.
Right? They just, they robbed
There was that
her.
one episode he was doing a crossword, and I thought that was funny, because I like his crosswords. I don't know, I just like that, like, sophisticated part of him. I think it's really funny.
But, like, that wedding, it's really cool, actually, because, like, season 5, I think it is, Lily came out, like, they did a flashback of, like, Teddy sitting, like, peeling his beer label.
Right.
And Marshall's like, you do that whenever you're upset, what's wrong? And Ted's like, nothing. And then it flashes forward to this wedding, and Ted's doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In, like, season 5.
Yeah.
And Lily comes out in the pink dress that she's wearing at Robin. And, like, they were ready.
Yeah.
Like, season 5 to make Robin and Barney get married. And so it was really cool to see how, like, they continued, like, her hairstyle, her dress, their suits, their boutonnieres, like, every little detail was covered.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's all.
Okay. I've seen this show, like, 12 times, too. It's my palate cleanser.
This is my thing. I didn't like that they revealed that Robin was the bride, like, before Barney did the Robin. I think this is how I've done it. Like a pan up, cutting between a pan up shot of who the bride is, and when she's like reading through the Robin. Do that.
Okay. You reveal it like when he
together.
When he proposes, like, and then
like in that last shot, go from like knees up, and then you're like, you know, this is the last play I'll ever play, and then that would be so good.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. See.
I like that.
Yeah. See.
But also,
I
like,
came up with it.
Yeah, I also like guessed that way before they revealed it, because you know how we see that it's.
Oh, I accidentally found out.
Yeah, well, we see that it's Barney's wedding, and then and then Lily comes in and she's like, "Oh, the bride wants to see you," and I'm like,
"Hey, who could this bride?
Okay,
be?
who would the bride be that would want to see Ted?"
Well, what they should have done is they should have had all the girls that Barney dated be friends of Ted, also, kind of thing. Like, or have, like, no, because that would, why else would the bride want to see Ted?
It would have been too complex.
No, but that would have been, like, but that way it would have been like, oh, so is this person the bride? Like, how does Barney meet the bride?
Yeah.
And, like, you almost have, like, a second show inside of that second concept.
I think we're all working so hard to meet the mother, though. Like, one thing had to be simple. One thing had to be, like point and shoot, and it also cleared the air for Ted to meet Tracy, right? And you know what's funny? There was, I figured it out, like, the 4th time I watched the show through. Yeah. There's one episode where he's, like, at a strip club, and he, like, he's talking to a stripper, it's, like, on Thanksgiving, and he's talking to her, and he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm Ted. And she's like, Tracy. And then he's like, and that's how I met your mother. And it's, like, season 4, and they give up her name.
Oh, okay.
And nobody caught it. Like,
oh, that's great.
And, like, well, a couple people did. There were, like, Tracy theories online. Yeah, he's like, and that's how I met your mother. And the kids are like, what? And he's like, no, I'm kidding. Like, it's not actually your mother, but she said Tracy.
Oh, okay.
And so the kids were like,
right. Okay.
But, like, nobody caught it because it was just one of those, like, but the continuity. Right, so, like, they knew season 1, the mother's going to be named Tracy. This is what she's going to be like. Like, we have this prepped.
Yeah.
And I was just, such a good show.
Yeah, but, like, anytime, like, where they would like hint at the mother and they would
Yeah.
show like the yellow umbrella. It's such a good symbol where I always get like, oh, like you always get like the feels when that.
Yeah, whenever he because I love it when he like pulls out the yellow umbrella and stuff like that.
Sometimes when he has it too, like it's
like the moments
really
he
well
leaves it behind and like picks it up.
Yeah.
You see it walking down the street.
Or it's just kind of like
that symbol.
that hope
it's
kind of
really,
thing.
Like
That,
it's coming.
It's like
Hold
it's
on.
like it's gonna happen. It's like it's all like it's kind of like that. It's gonna happen because it's already happened, kind of thing. Where it's like this is all
This is all the past. This is all a memory.
I think it's so interesting that it's the past, but it was the present of when it was happening.
Yeah.
Do you think like 2030 people are gonna like go crazy? Like, do you think maybe the show is gonna slowly die out? Like for a while, but then 2030 it's gonna get this huge
Yeah, like
revival
Back to the Future.
it's gonna
When
get,
it was like
it'll get the
Back to the Future revival.
it'll get the re-release.
Yeah, we'll get like
here's the DVD. You can get the whole series.
Yeah. No, what would be cool is if we watched the finale now and then taped our responses.
You want to do a reaction to it?
Yeah.
Oh, but that would ruin it because we're like we're watching it with our family right now and stuff. So it's just kind of like
Guys.
What do you think? Do you want to do it? And then like be angry for them?
Yeah. Because I feel like it'll just be like hey guys, we'll be right back. And like, so we watched it.
I don't know. That's kind of a ballsy move. I don't. Okay.
I think we should do it.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. Fuck. Okay.
We're back.
We're back. We watched the finale. We're back with the rage. Okay. I'm not like.
What a twist.
I'm not too mad about the Ted asking out Robin thing.
What?
No, I'm just mad about the Blue French Horn thing. I think that's really stupid.
No.
But like,
No.
But like, why is the mother dead though? Like,
No, okay. Oh, it was like one of these three things that were terrible can happen. Fine. That's great. You know, I get it. If he was telling the story of the mother dying,
that's
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sitting down and like extending out a story, the mother should die. At the end. I get that. But don't divorce Barney and Robin
I know.
after years
Never do
of
that.
character development.
They shouldn't have done that.
No. It was just and then make them restart. It's like they wrote this finale at the beginning, at like the very end of season 1. And like this is one of those shows where the characters and the actors who played the characters took their story away. They were like, no, they're going to go in this direction. And the people who wrote the story were just like, no, come back.
Yeah. I hate that.
Can't.
Yeah,
okay, that's a kind of.
I hate all the Barney stuff in this finale.
I loved Ellie only because
I felt so bad for him.
No, I like the Ellie thing, but I thought what you were going to go with that was like oh, I can't love someone this much, Rob, and I want to like be back with you and stuff, and it'll just be, and then you cut that with him getting married.
Yeah.
You cut that with him getting married, and it's kind of like, and you almost do like a parallel thing where it's like, oh, look, he's saying I do here, and he's saying it again here, and it's kind of like they had like a rough patch or whatever, but he still loves Robin and that kind of thing. And then you could have the you didn't have to have that shit ending because that would get rid of the Blue French Horn thing again.
Yeah, and that's like what you were saying. When you were saying earlier in the podcast, when you were like, I really liked that Blue French Horn thing. That's why I was like,
I liked it in the first episode. And I liked it. I liked the idea of it, but I feel like they brought it like before this episode.
Yeah, before this episode.
They're like, oh, that Blue French Horn thing wasn't that great.
Yeah,
wasn't that great?
Yeah.
Fuck. Not anymore.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my brain just feels it feels a lot very different from the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So in my brain, a lot like me, I'm just pretending it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Just like drop it. Just pretend it didn't happen. I rewatch it.
Yeah.
Like every 6 months, and I don't watch the finale because this is what happened, right?
Yeah. Like I think it's okay that the mom's dead. I'm okay with that because but maybe she should have been like in the story a little more if that's all that was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's her going to be dead. Like,
or
maybe I feel like it'd be funny if they introduce like this character and like a side, like she's just kind of like a side character and you never actually know her name and she knows like all the other characters in different ways except for Ted. just kind of like, oh hey, like kind of like at the wedding where it's like, thanks for helping me out that one time.
Yeah,
but, like
well-
all the time though, they never tell Ted about her, and then he's like, come on guys, I've been looking for love. You never told me about this girl, kind of thing.
Well, they all meet her.
Yeah, they all met her.
Yeah, okay. Like it was like
They all-
yeah, but that would be like
it
a
wasn't
like,
as
that would be
stretched
changing
out.
that would be changing the show drastically. But I think if you were just going to change these 2 episodes, I would get rid of the divorce because that's bullshit.
Right?
I just not have these 2 episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
just don't- yeah.
They tried to pull the Ross and Rachel.
I know. Yeah.
That's Friends, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Friends.
Yeah, well,
I've seen,
Ross and
like,
Rachel are a dysfunctional couple through all of Friends, and then
Oh yeah.
they have a kid together, and
No,
then
but it's a total Ted and Robin thing though in Friends. Like, because I saw like one episode of Friends, I'm like, oh okay, so
well, that's what
they
they're
were kinda
based off of, but
recycled,
they develop differently. Like
yeah.
these 2 are like always dysfunctional, and I think the way they ended up is stupid in Friends.
No,
honestly.
because with
Because he like
uh,
is gonna go fly off somewhere, and then he gets off the plane and comes back to her. 'Cause she just decides that like they have to be together after like 10 years, and it's stupid. And they did that here because this was like the next generation
won't
of
release the
Friends.
commentary track separately. I feel.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
maybe. Yeah.
I don't
So
know if
you
I
guys-
said enough during it, but
I don't think we did,
No,
especially
but
not the
we
second
could cut
episode.
together all the angry parts, kind of.
yeah, we'll put in the angry parts of
Yeah.
like, where we're at.
It's all just gonna be you going, oh no.
yeah.
I mean,
Like, at the end there, I was just like, no.
Yeah,
Please
like I knew what was gonna happen.
stop.
I knew what was gonna happen as soon as it's like, hey, why don't you call up the Robin?
That was so stupid. I wanted to throw my TV.
It was,
Yeah.
He's like, you totally have a crush on Aunt Robin. Thanks for pointing out your heart to us, Dad.
no, but that was like that. What's dumb about that is that they don't work.
Yeah, they
they
established that.
They established that they don't work, and I hate that they kept bringing back that love triangle.
Yeah.
They kept bringing.
They
that back.
didn't. They never let it go. And that was the show's demise, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
Is that they never let that love triangle go.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that was wrong with it.
absolutely.
That's one of the things that I liked about the show was how the characters developed.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And,
But you know in
They
season
just shout on
1 where it's like, that's how I met your Aunt Robin, and then they're like, what? Like, why weren't they like, oh, okay, you're totally into her. Go call her up right now. Like then and there. If she's gonna have
Because this
continuity
finale
thing.
was written at the end of season 1.
Oh,
like it's
yeah, it
like
feels-
you know it.
yeah.
It's so evident.
It feels like they're.
it's season 1 Barney. It's
Oh, I know.
characterless season 1 Lily. It's like goofy season 1 Marshall.
Yeah.
It's love struck season 1
I
Ted.
know, but like, why couldn't they realize that
I don't
that this
know.
was that it didn't work with the direction they take in the show
Yeah,
anymore? And then they write a different ending, then they release this later. Just
Yeah,
kinda
they
like,
could-
like they
Oh,
filmed
this was the original.
this was the original ending kind of thing, like as like a special features thing almost, where it's like they had recorded it all, but like they didn't want to like they just kind of released it on like the bonus
Like-
thing, and then people are like, oh, that was dumb. No wonder they changed it.
I
kinda
think it
thing.
was also that like they had built it up for so long that they couldn't just have him meet the mother.
Yeah.
They had to throw in like a twist.
But it would have been
I
so
know.
sad. I think the twist would have been her dying. You know, like that.
It would be
speech-
better if she was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That speech
That
that
would've
he
been fun.
gave when he said, like, the moment I met your mother, like, I knew that I had to love
Yeah.
her till,
Yeah.
like, for the rest of my life. That was, like, a moving speech. That was, like, that struck me and, like, just the general audience. That would have been enough for him to be like, you know what, I'm so glad I got up on that bus platform. And then they had that conversation, and then he goes, like, the voiceover goes, and that kid's is How I Met Your Mother. Or, and that kid's is the story of. And then the
yeah.
How I Met Your Mother popping up, and then the credits
Right, yeah.
rolling, right? Because we'd still be left like, she died. What the hell?
Yeah.
She died. This is how you're gonna, and like we don't be upset, but it would be like a natural and progression. Like even if they decided to like extend it past finding out that she died, it would just be that one trauma. Like I feel like they just kept battering you.
No, yeah. And then that's like, by the way, she's dead. It was the kind of thing where at that point it's like, oh, I'm fine with that because they got a divorce. So it's just like, fuck. I'm glad he didn't divorce the mother though. I'm really glad about that because he had that whole one kind of vibe.
She was my favorite part of this episode. I think,
Oh, I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
because she's the only one that's not like.
Yeah, she's so light.
Okay, maybe instead, because they had that clip at the end or whatever where it's like, look, he's old now kind of thing. I think it'd been cool if he went to like the grave with his kids or whatever kind of thing.
That'd been fine. I would have been fine with that kind of thing.
Take it on like a slightly darker turn, but like stuff
but have
like
it
that
be like
happens.
lighthearted though, where it's like, and it's just kind of like, I still love her or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
she
it's
was
like, love
the
you
one.
or whatever. Like,
She gave me enough love for the rest of my life. And I didn't
maybe
need to know her forever.
maybe he puts the umbrella on the grave.
Yeah.
See,
Something like that.
that's
Something
pretty
like
good.
that.
Maybe it's raining and he opens up the umbrella and puts it on the grave so that way the grave doesn't get wet.
Yeah,
That would been
like-
so nice actually. And then it's just kind of like aw, and then like his kids are just kind of standing there, and then like that's the end
because
of the show.
like it's fine, it's understandable. Like death happens in life, and death happens in happy marriages, and like you can still tell that story. You can still love that person, and she was enough love for him forever. Like you saw how perfect they were
Oh,
together.
I know.
And like
I love all their
even
all their
separately
scenes
how
together.
she was like, oh, as a child I was a bit of a detective, and like there's that whole like Mosby Boys thing with Ted, and
Yeah, she's very much like
she
Ted,
doesn't
and
feel like she doesn't feel like a girl Ted though, where it's just like everything that Ted is but in a girl.
No.
It's just like everything
Yeah, she has
like,
enough
of her own personality.
yeah, and those like little quirks that she has, like the fact that she sings and plays ukulele, and the robots doing sports paintings, and the like English muffins singing, like little quirks.
I haven't gotten all that stuff yet, but
That
I know that like that's stuff I'm totally down for.
Yeah, and like she's just got these little quirks that like a lot of guys would be like that. They show that she's dating this one guy Lewis, and she like sings show tunes to him with her breakfast food. Like it's her thing. I think he mentions it like way earlier on, but she's like, one tasty English muffin, and he's like, that's cute, honey. And then Ted's voicing over, he's like, it just wasn't love, you know. And like that is something Ted would love so much. Like he would sit and do the crossword with her, and she'd be like, sing to my eggs, and he'd be like, all right, sweetie, like this is how today's going.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about Barney? I feel so bad for
that
him.
was so dumb.
Like,
why did they do that?
they're just like, why don't they just...
No, but that would that whole season finale. You know what? That works if you have only seen season 1.
Yeah.
That works if you've only seen season 1.
Yeah.
That's the only scenario where it works,
Absolutely.
and I think it's fine for that. But the thing is that this is not a 1-season show.
Yeah.
And the writers should have figured that out before they as they were filming this, maybe like, maybe this isn't right. Maybe something's wrong here. Like I heard those words come out of that character's mouth, and I just kind of jumped a little.
Yeah.
And like
it felt.
because I can understand that you can build it up for so long and get to that point, and like you won't realize how wrong it is until you're actually seeing it. Like maybe it gets down to the point where they see the final product. Like they would have had to have seen it before they.
Yeah.
Like,
and they would have had to understand how foreign it was.
oh, I know.
You know, like,
And
the actors really took the characters.
Yeah.
Like, Neil Patrick Harris, he made Barney his own.
Yeah.
Kobe Smulders completely changed Robin.
Yeah.
She was Ted's girl, and then she was Kobe Smulders. And like,
Robin was so good when she was just her.
she was, when she was just playing her, and
Yeah.
these actors
And I
took
hate
their characters
drawing
and
out.
moved them in a new direction. And then they were just like, guys, wait. We have to film back over here. Come on. And they had to pull them back into this, like, foreign role with these,
Just
like...
back to this Ted or Robin.
And this, like...
Fuck.
All of this... Right! And he burned the playbook.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest moment in Barney's entire story.
Well, yeah, the second playbook.
And then Playbook 2. And the second Playbook was stupid anyways, but Playbook 2, what the hell?
Yeah.
Don't start this. Don't do the perfect month. You're just, like, he's just disgusting now.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to be repulsed by him instead of
Yeah.
loving the character that's grown.
I did like the moment where he sees his daughter. And
Yeah, that's
Oh
great.
my God.
That's great.
that was really solid.
Absolutely.
And I like the idea that now he's in clubs trying to protect women from
Yeah.
people like him. I like that
Okay,
idea.
but that whole
But to get
that
in there
whole-
is so
It's
gross
so
and like
gross. And
that arc
hurts.
works. See that's what I mean. That only works if season 1 is all you've seen.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's already changed into someone likable.
Yeah.
he's already
But-
grown.
Yeah, but at that point he's like, all right, guys, I'm gonna do the perfect month, and like that kind of thing. Like I'd be fine with that in season 1,
Yeah.
where he's almost had like he's probably the most like least dynamic character
Yeah.
in season 1, and I'm fine with that for that though. But for no other scenario does that work.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, because now it just feels like he must be so depressed. I feel like because he has to go back to this one thing because that's all he has now. It's
Yeah,
like,
because they stripped him of all of the growth
Yeah,
that his character
in like
accomplished.
less than an hour.
And yeah, and thinking about like that scene with Ellie and him, I don't think that scene was good because it was written well or planned well. I think that scene was good because Neil Patrick Harris is a stellar actor.
Yeah, he sells it. He
sold a scene that was like scraps. It was the like I feel like it was just like the friggin' Barney and Robin speed train, and everyone else just had to get out of the way and hope to God they got a closure of some kind.
Yeah.
Right? Like Barney, they were like, "Oh, you have a daughter. Sell that you love her." And he did. Yeah. And I felt it. And I cried like a little bitch the first time I watched it. But, like, they just gave him the scraps of a storyline that he should have had.
Which sucks.
Yeah. Especially what's sad is early podcast, and Barney's my favorite.
I know.
I love that guy.
That's why I'm so sad about his story now.
Yeah.
Because he was, like, my favorite one.
Yeah.
But, like, and, okay, even the divorce thing, they're just like, oh, we're divorced now.
Yeah.
They didn't have, like, a thing that made me buy that.
Granted, that's how Barney and Robin would do it. Like, if
but the thing is that just, for me now, that just feels, like, I can't get over the fact that this is so season 1.
Yeah.
Like, the fact is that whole marriage thing was not season 1, and they had to somehow forcefully bring it back to that, and that divorce was their way of doing it. They're just like, well, she works for Worldwide News. You think they go all over the world because they're called Worldwide News? Huh? That's a reason they can break up. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they... Oh.
No,
like,
it's true.
It feels like a really lazy thing.
Yeah.
They could have worked that out, I think.
Yeah.
They're good enough people, at least from what I knew them to be.
It's like they took this, like, globe, like this all-encompassing, beautifully developed show and, like, shoved it in this tiny little box. And they were like, whatever fucking scrapes off on the sides or off the top when we have to make this work, it's whatever, but it has to fit back in this finale.
Has to fit back in this French horn-shaped box.
Ugh. I hate it. I hate the French horn. I hate it.
It's fine the first time. And the breakup.
It's weird, but it's like a weird, quirky thing. Okay,
and I like the stealing the orchestra. That's fine for that.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm really glad that he didn't like have a whole orchestra by at the very end.
The French horn was like a spit in the face enough.
Yeah.
So like, my issue is if they made it like, granted it's called How I Met Your Mother. The finale is going to be meeting her. But if they made it like a whole
show should really be called. Go on, sorry.
If they made it like a whole season of, or gave you time to miss and grieve over this mother.
Yeah.
Like there are so many things that could have changed to like make this work, but we had no time. We just met Tracy. We just fell in love with Tracy, and then suddenly we find out she's dead, and then he's moved on back to the woman who's caused him so much pain that we have learned about, we have seen, and we realized over a long period of time that it doesn't work. They didn't give us any time to grieve for Tracy.
No.
No.
Yeah, like they just
because
it's fine. It makes sense that she's not there though, because like she never walks in and be like and says something like,
"Oh, kids,
like,
is he boring you with his stories?"
Yeah, or like and they're old enough you can tell that like that might have been something, because I know that they don't specify like what illness it is, but like she does get sick and die, and and still that could work. But they didn't have enough time to like grieve.
No.
We as the audience didn't have any time to grieve. It
was
like
you barely felt it because
you barely knew that she was alive.
You're just trying to like latch onto her because she's the one happy thing in the episode. And it's like, oh, she's gone now, and you're like, oh, okay. I didn't even get to like.
Yeah. So I was gonna say the show should
around.
So the show should really be called "How I Got Back with Robin."
Well, the idea here is that Robin becomes the new mother. Because she gets
Are you going to be our new mommy now, Aunt Robin?
Are you glad
No!
to do that?
But she's not their Aunt Robin.
No.
She wasn't around for them growing up.
No, she wasn't.
No.
She wasn't.
That's the thing, is that traveling plot device, that was
that was
Desperation.
that was the only thing they could think of to get them to be divorced. So then that continuity thing falls apart because of that. So that's not an original season finale idea.
No, and as a show that prides itself on its continuity, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they wouldn't call her Aunt Robin if they barely knew her.
There's
I thought
that
she was just like I thought she was with Barney. That's why he was Uncle Barney.
Yeah, Uncle Barney, Aunt Robin.
Yeah,
like because they're all still friends.
Yeah, no, maybe
that's what the idea is implied at the beginning.
Okay, maybe okay,
because they're like really close friends.
Okay,
so it's like their family.
Okay,
but
hear me out on this. What if you don't do the divorce thing, but maybe they get like separated for a little bit, and then they can maybe within that time he's like, I only slept with one girl and it just happened to be the one that gets pregnant, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then so he has that whole daughter moment. So then he gets back with Robin and they adopt a kid.
Hey, I figured
Or maybe they adopt her kid because she's not in a position to have the kid or whatever.
Robin gets her kid, but they couldn't give the kid to Robin because Ted did say if we're talking about continuity in that episode where he says your Aunt Robin's featured in a lot of your pictures, but her kids never joined hers because she never did end up having kids.
Oh, okay.
So they closed the door on her having kids.
Okay.
But even Barney saying I realized with Ella even if it's the 31 or whatever, and then years later he's like, I love her. I'm done with this game. You and I worked.
Yeah.
Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Let's try again.
Yeah, let's try again.
We needed some sort of resolution.
A
character that we've been latching onto, loving, accepting, excited for 10 years was just killed in an instant with no explanation and no reason behind it. She was pushed aside and forgotten from what we've seen.
Yeah.
And the best relationship developing throughout the 10 years this relationship ended all in 2 episodes. You know?
Yeah, it's shit, I had a point and I forgot it.
Honestly, you don't have to watch it, or maybe you do, just out of curiosity,
No, don't watch it if you don't want to.
If you don't want to, it literally, it's not, okay, you have a point?
I can't remember.
Okay, so my point now is, if you have not seen the finale yet, I'm gonna say this, which is that don't watch it, not because the way that Ted meets the mother is really stupid or whatever, because that's what I thought it was. I thought that's why people were mad at it. It's dumb.
It's way worse.
It's dumb for reasons outside of that, and it
fucks with all the characters.
Yeah, it betrays itself.
It betrays all its own continuity.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember what I was gonna say. I liked. Okay, yeah, that's a better idea. I think where what you said, where maybe Barney just sleeps with one girl and gets her pregnant because he's slept with enough by now.
Yeah.
He only needed one, really.
Yeah.
Just to have him be like, oh yeah, I slept with 31 and one of them got pregnant. It's that's so dark for him. It's such a deep place. I think that's a way better idea. So we're maybe this happened. Maybe he got he went back to this because this is he must be so depressed right now. He just had sex with one girl and got her pregnant. That would have been it for him. That would have been that would have been more powerful, I think. Actually. Because it's just
good ending, Patrick.
I fucked up. I had Robin fucked me up, and I fucked up one time, and now I'm gonna be a dad, and what does that mean?
So maybe he gets back together with Robin, he visits his kid and stuff.
Yeah.
He's I'm gonna be the dad that my dad never was, and even though I'm not with my mom, with this kid's mom.
I'm gonna be there for it. That pushes him further in the direction he was already going. Then pushing him back.
New headcanon accepted. New headcanon accepted. That's this.
So this is why I wanted to make sure we had pre and post finale because it changes everything.
It's really fucking. Oh gosh, I'm hurt.
I don't know. I feel sick to watch the show again. I'm not sure if.
Give it some time.
Okay.
And start back up again right at the beginning.
Okay.
Or actually, I would say watch How Your Mother Met Me. It's an episode in season 9 all about Tracy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and it gives you context on her. What I had to do was
I
I
haven't seen that yet.
That was a good one.
yeah, what I had to do was I had to watch How I Met
You
Your
just
Mother
get to
Met
know her character and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Me again afterwards, and I was like, like okay,
It's still an overall really good show. It's just
Yeah.
like that.
yeah.
absolutely.
Just that ending
9
force of that.
seasons of amazing television, 2 episodes. There were only, if we're really looking at this show overall, there were only 2 bad episodes.
Yeah.
2 truly terrible episodes.
Yeah.
And they just happened
I'm
to be
just-
closing the door on everything.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say that's not canon, and she's like I can say that for my own canon, she's still dead. Ted doesn't get with her. He's happy with his mother grave or whatever, and his kids because
Yeah.
he loves the kids.
That's enough, I think.
Yeah.
The kids are enough. And then you have the Robin Barney couple. You have the Ted, and then you know what the real ending is. So he visits the grave and stuff. This is the real ending.
Okay.
And then they all they just all sit at the bar again.
Yeah.
They're just like and
you
they're
just
all
end
old.
in the
You
bar.
just end them in the bar or whatever, and then it's like hey, and then have like maybe someone start up like a story or whatever. It's like, hey, remember this thing? It's like,
Remember
oh
one
yeah,
time.
oh
And it'll be like the first
have,
thing.
like-
Remember the time you stabbed Lily? Like,
yeah.
like episode 1.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that something they say in episode 1?
no,
That's
remember
what
Marshall
happens.
stabbed Lily.
That's what happens in episode.
Remember when he's standing on
yeah.
the table and it breaks and he's
or whatever, or they have a sword out or
the
something.
sword fighting,
Yeah.
and then he jumps on the table and it breaks.
He's
And
like,
he
hey,
has
remember
to-
that time you stabbed Lily? And then it just like cuts to black.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like they're all just sitting in the bar, like they're not saying anything to each other, and they're like because they've just gone through so much, and like maybe they haven't been to the bar in like so long.
You know what else? Sorry, I just remembered my biggest beef with this show.
Yeah.
My one and only biggest beef with the show is actually there was no front porch.
Oh yeah. there
Lily
was-
grades every woman that Ted meets with the front porch there.
Yeah.
Oh
Says,
yeah.
"Can I
Oh fuck, they didn't do that.
They didn't do
No.
front porch.
No.
They've been like she's
That's
like,
so
can I see
obvious.
them on the front porch?
Yeah.
And how we could have ended the show is everyone on the front porch.
Yeah, you have everyone on the front porch, but like in the same way that they sat
But
at
like
the
Yeah.
actually on the front.
But
Yeah.
like on the front porch
No,
together
yeah.
playing bridge
Yeah.
and like
Do you
doing
remember
all
that
stuff
time you
that Lily
stabbed?
wanted.
Remember that time you stabbed Lily?
Yeah. And then Marshall goes, bridge! And then, that's not how you play the game. He's like, I win! And that's how the, like, oh! It's just, there were infinite ways you could have done it better. I don't think there was any way you could have done it worse. Like,
No.
Or
you could have had them all die.
You
in
could
a
have had them
plane
all
crash or
die.
something.
hey, at least they would have died friends.
yeah.
No, you
Or-
have all that happen and then they all
And
die.
then they all die in a plane crash.
Actually,
like
I
Lost.
wouldn't be as mad because
Yeah.
like I'd be like Ted and Robin die. Okay, I'd be okay with that.
someone at the phone.
No,
Oh, okay. Anyways,
So
I
yeah,
know you could do that. That's cool.
I just tried that. I don't know
Okay,
if it
I'm
will
dumb. Okay.
well, it's just general
General.
frustration.
General frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck you on a stick.
seriously.
Okay, but I
that's a
did
really big fuck
I did
you.
really like when Ted goes and talks to what's her face, Tracy.
Tracy, how
Under the
beautiful
umbrella.
and
Yeah.
It's just a great,
natural.
yeah,
Yeah.
supernatural scene. It's just
So
Yeah.
organic,
And-
so much chemistry.
I was just like,
Robin's
bang,
the
bang,
mother.
bang. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was really solid. I'm like, okay, I like that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we can accept what this is
Yeah.
for what this is.
Yeah.
That's a good moment.
I don't like the we have to pick moments.
Well, like I'm just trying to be.
No, I know, but like we have
trying
to pick moments,
yeah,
right?
say, like,
Yeah.
this one thing was kind of good.
And I loved Marshall and Lily's Halloween costume, still on
Yeah,
point. That was
yeah.
a continuity thing. They made sure that they still had like an epic costume because they always do something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Salt, pepper, and paprika.
There's R2D2 C3PO in that other droid that Uncle Ben tries to buy before. Uncle Owen tries to buy before R2.
Yeah,
He's
wait.
but he has a bad motive.
But he has a bad motivator.
Lady in the Tramp and Spaghetti.
Yeah.
And they did like Sunny and Cher. And Lily was Sunny and Marshall was Cher.
Oh yeah.
So she's like, Cher, and he's like, yeah, babe. So, yeah. So, overall, amazing show.
Yeah.
Quality show. Heart-wrenching finale.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to cut this down to an hour. I feel like this is way longer than an
It's
hour.
probably long enough.
No, it is. But you can up to
1:15.
longer than an hour, right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
So it'll be longer than an hour.
It'll just be longer than that.
Yeah, so it's funny. I want to listen back and see how the mood changed between like, we'll be right back, guys, talking about more How to Make a Mother, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, we'll have to like put like a heavy.
I don't know. Is this done? Are we gonna ruin our ending?
Normally we just fade off.
Yeah, usually like I'll cut it off halfway through a sentence.
Oh my god, Patrick, that's the worst.